Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of United Gamedom podcast. I am your host Darren, and with me is Derek today. Hello Derek, how you doing?
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you
Yeah,
are.
yeah, good afternoon, good evening or good night. Unfortunately Dennis is kind of missing in action. He's supposed to join us but I've kind of been waiting long enough though, and he can drop in whenever he comes on. So I just had, cause like Derek has got games to play, I've got work and soon, and I kind of want to make this kind of a bit of a shorter podcast than the previous ones have been, and I've already had enough podcasts filled this week because I've been on a couple myself. I've been done the users podcast last night and done one this morning. Won't be out for probably at least another month anyway, because the one I do is Power On podcast. I tend to they tend to record a bunch of them in advance because they're not like the typical podcasts now where go through the games you've been playing and things like that.
Uh-huh.
They just tend to talk about a certain subject.
Okay.
In this case, it is that we basically talk about the game series that we think should die, like should be put to rest,
Okay.
and also play a little wee game or something, like a little game at the end of it though, and it's like 90 minutes or so. So look out for it when it comes on. But basically, I want to say thank you very much to Taylor Marie Guru for having me on, and also thanks for Lachlan LMG Gaming for having me on the users podcast last night, and that should be up pretty soon. But anyway, we should get on to the news here. There's a few news stories we want to talk about now. The first one kind of blew off Twitter early in the week, and it has something to do with Borderlands 2. And the fact is, it was delayed or anything like that now. It was something to do with an interview on Eurogame and somewhere on Eurogamer. Was that correct, Derek?
Yeah, I believe the original story was from Eurogamer, but everybody picked up on it, and it kind of exploded on like Twitter and NeoGAF. Apparently, there was a interview on Eurogamer where they were getting a tour of Gearbox's Dallas studio, and one of the developers showed them a work-in-progress build of the Necromancer, which is the DLC character that's coming out. I think they said originally 60 days, but now they're going to release it within 30 days after launch. It's free for people that pre-order, otherwise there'll be a cost to it. And there's a skill set in her class that's called the Best Friends Forever mode. And apparently it's kind of like I think it's kind of like that. Is it that Super Mario Galaxy co-op mode where like one person can collect stars or something like that?
Yeah, they used the Wiimote, and using on a Wiimote to basically aim at the screen and collect the star bits for like Mario, whoever's playing as Mario. Pretty much that's exactly it.
And apparently this skill mode is designed for people that are not good at first-person shooters, and I think it like helps them aim or something. Or let's see, there's one skill called Close Enough, and all your bullets will ricochet off of walls, even if they miss. So there's a high chance that it can ricochet off and hit the enemy. So basically, the big controversy is that one of the lead designers, John Hemingway, internally they dubbed that mode, the Best Friends Forever mode, they dubbed it the Girlfriend mode. And people are just really upset about that. I don't know if it's like a sexism thing that people have a problem with or what, but I mean, like Gearbox president Randy Pitchford came out on Twitter and said that it's not girlfriend mode. Anyone that says otherwise is misinformed or trying to stir up something that isn't there.
Pretty much.
He basically says it's just a skill tree that makes it easier for less skilled co-op partners, any gender, to play and be useful.
Yeah, it's just another basically kind of a bit of another non-story that people have just taken way out of proportion. Like it's a simple mistake though, and all of a sudden just blew out of proportion, and everyone just goes ape shit because I didn't really look it up now because I just sort of seen it on Twitter though. My Twitter feed earlier in the week kind of blew up with this whole thing. It's like, okay, what's this all about now? Because it was apparently because someone said about girlfriend mode, and everyone thinks he's a sexist or pretty much saying Gearbox is sexist in a way or whatever with the way they've been going on. But like, it's just a stupid thing. It's just gone way out of hand, like most certain game stories come nowadays.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts?
that seems to be the case. Yeah, I don't. It's not like it's officially called that. It's just something maybe they call internally that maybe shouldn't have become public information. But even still, I don't see how this would be sexist. I mean, I know, like, well, I don't know. I guess I don't really have a problem with it. Too bad. I
Yeah,
haven't really seen a lot of the comments about why people are upset. I've just seen that people are saying that it's sexist. So I
it's
haven't.
kind of the thing with the whole Tomb Raider thing as well, like like that apparent rape scene or whatever. It's kind of like something along those
Yeah,
lines
I
as
know they're
well.
making it seem like women are powerless or they're stupid or something. Is that what people are upset about? Or I don't know. I
Yeah,
guess.
like I know a few female gamers and things like that. Not all female gamers, like girls, are like stupid and like useless now. There's some great people I know that are female gamers, and they're a lot better than some male gamers as
Well,
well.
there are
So
plenty of male gamers that completely suck at video games, so
yeah,
doesn't matter what gender you are.
yeah, exactly. It's not basically keep it at the one gender now.
No.
Anyway, moving on now. PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale has been delayed till November 20th, which again another delay. Pretty much not a week goes by where there's another game delayed, whether it's to next year or it's like a couple of months. Um, and also it's actually been confirmed as well, speaking of that, that you actually, if you pre-order or get the PS3 version of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, you actually get the Vita version for free.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's
because there's the whole cross-platform play with both the versions now. So I think that's kind of a nice little wee trinket you get. So pretty much just getting the same game, but like two different platforms rather than, wasting flipping $60 or £40 on the one version and having to pay full price again for another version for the exact same game.
right. Do you know when that game originally was supposed to come out?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I assume it was like October, November time anyway. Like I thought, it was around that time. So, but like yeah, it's been delayed November 20th. Same out to North America. Probably be the same week, like a few days later, and here in Europe and elsewhere as well.
mm.
Um, but anyway, Neo Geo X gaming system arrives in December. Now, is this the whole thing that was kind of rumored a while back that was supposed to cost like $500, Dark?
I think so. Yeah, there was some like rumors about like it being a handheld or if it was like an actual console, and then on the price on it. So apparently it's actually confirmed. It's coming out December 6th, and it's $200. So you get actually a console and a handheld system, and it looks like an arcade stick. Let's see, it comes preloaded with 20 Neo Geo classics. The Neo Geo X handheld, it's a 4.3-inch LCD display, expandable game card slot, internal stereo speakers, 3.5mm headphone jack. The handheld works with the joystick and the station, or like the console. It charges that way, and it can also transfer directly to a TV or a monitor via HDMI or AV. And then the games list, there are 20 games. I'll just go through them quick. 3-Count Bout, League Bowling, Art of Fighting 2, Magician Lord, Alpha Mission 2, Metal Slug, Baseball Stars 2, Mutation Nation, Cyberlip, Nam 1975, Fatal Fury, Puzzled, Fatal Fury Special, Real Bout, Fatal Fury Special, King of Fighters 95, Samurai Showdown 2, King of the Monsters, Super Sidekicks, Last Resort, and World Heroes Perfect.
I think I
That's
probably heard
pretty
about
much it. I
half of
mean,
those. I've probably heard about half of those games. There's like some of them I've never heard
yeah,
of in
there's a
my
few in
entire
there,
life.
definitely. But yeah, if you want to go to www.neogeox.com, you can see the pictures and see the games list and everything for yourself.
Yeah, and it's apparently supposed to cost $200, which is
Right.
pretty penny now. It's not cheap whatsoever.
No, that's not bad if you're really into Neo Geo games. You're getting the handheld and the consoles version.
Yeah,
Sounds
which
pretty
that's
cool.
probably nice as well. Like I think the Neo Geo was one of those very expensive consoles back in the day anyway. So you're probably paying the same price here that you would have back,
I think it
maybe
cost
less.
like, was it like $600 back then? I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah,
I know
it's one of
there was
those.
a show on on here back then called, I think it was called Video Power, and it was like a game show for kids. And at the very end of the show, there's this big room the kids get to run around in and grab like games and just like put them on this Velcro like chest thing they had. And I think there was like a specific game they were trying to find, and it had like a a picture on the back of it. That means you win. And one of the big prizes was a Neo Geo, and I remember seeing that. I was like, I always wanted a Neo Geo when I was a kid. They looked so cool. And I'm pretty sure it was really expensive.
Yeah, like there was a few expensive consoles back then. It's not like, Super Nintendo, which were probably like more affordable. But like then the PlayStation 3 came out as well, and that was $600 for the high-end version. So what's the next generation have in store in terms of prices?
I don't know.
It's pretty. Is
I
it
wonder
going
if
to
they're gonna
be?
have like payment plans right out the gate, or if they're gonna be multiple versions again. I mean, I really hope that they don't sacrifice like a hard drive on one of the systems like they did with the 360.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of like to see a lot less SKUs because there have been a lot over this generation.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, here's 60 gigabyte PS3. Oh, yeah. Oh, here's a 120 gigabyte version. Great.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Would you be getting this?
I guess it depends on if you can add more games or not. That I don't know. I mean, it says they're preloaded, and then I think it said something about a game slot. Let me go back to the story quick. Expandable game card slots. I don't really know for sure what that means. I would be interested if you could put more games on it, I think. But as it is now, I don't think so.
Right. Like I've never played the Neo Geo stuff now. Like I think I might have played it like once years ago during this little place in Newcastle here. I think it was that you're able to have a certain amount of time for like you pay like certain money and pretty much you have access to certain games and the consoles for like an hour or so. And I remember playing Neo Geo for one of them now. I forget what game it was now, but that's pretty much the only exposure I ever had with a Neo Geo. But yeah, I'd like to try this out though, but not really at the price they're looking for. Maybe if it goes down in price, I'll probably try it out, but $200, bit too expensive for my liking. Anyway, moving on with a game that we'll probably talk about soon enough here, and I wish Dennis was on because he's pretty much been playing more of it than both of us combined. So it's about Sleeping Dogs, 6 months of Sleeping Dogs DLC planned, no other details. So not surprised though, considering the fact that it's an open world game like GTA and Saints Row, and it's of course going to have DLC. Is it going to be as good as the Saints Row one? I.e. not that great, or full-fledged episodes like the GTA stuff? What do you
Yeah, I was
think,
gonna say,
Derek?
I hope it's not like the Saints Row where you have like all these little packs of like outfits and like cars and stuff. But hopefully it's like actual meaty content and not just small little things like Saints Row was. I mean, there's a few good things in there, but I know overall a lot of people were pretty disappointed with the DLC there.
Yeah, and like they were looking forward to that whole Enter the Dominatrix expansion. It was supposed to come out next month until it got canned and basically getting integrated into Saints Row 4
Right.
now. But
Right.
we'll just have to wait and see what the DLC has in store for us now. Is it going to be like GTA? Is it going to be like Saints Row? A certain gaming retail chain in North America and like here in a certain way is kind of is voted, I presume, the 10th worst company to work for in America, and that is the infamous Gamestop. So, what's this all about now?
There's this list on that's 247wallstreet.com. America's worst companies to work for, and this is number 10. Some of the information they put down here, it says employees appear to regularly complain that the company privileges sales above customer. Okay, they'd rather have sales than customer service. According to one review, priorities placed on sales instead of games and customers. Pushing people to pre-order games can place them in a situation where they spend good money on a bad game with no possibility of a refund. businesses models place customers at a disadvantage. Sounds like the biggest problem is customer service. I guess that's probably true because every time I go in there, which lately is not very much, they always want you to pre-order stuff like right away. Like that's all they really care about, it seems like.
But that's pretty much every time you hear about GameStop online or like in podcasts and whatnot, that's pretty much what you hear.
Yeah.
Just bad stories about them basically rubbing the pre-order thing down your throat. It's like, do you want to pre-order? Do you want to pre-order? It's like, no, I don't want to pre-order. Get out of my fucking face.
Yeah, that there was some stuff way back about how they treat their employees. Like apparently, when you get paid, you don't get like a check. You get this like account, like a special account, and you get this card that you somehow have to use that card to get cash out of this account. It's really weird. I can't remember all the details, but I know it was something to that effect. And there's definitely some other stuff too, like how they make tons of money off their used games. Like the markup is pretty high, I think.
Yeah, like that's definitely the case now. The fact is that some of the like you could go in and basically trade in like say a game's just been out like a month. You trade it in, you get jack shit for it, and then all of a sudden they pretty much put it up. Like Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy just goes out. You could probably get $20-$25 for that there game, if that, and then they'll just sell it on for like twice that much. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the markup is at least 60%. I'm pretty much it.
Yeah, so that's just ridiculous. So, but that's kind of the same thing for most. It was like the same here, like for gaming that there. Like certain times you just go in there and get jack shit for trade-in prices, and then all of a sudden you go in a week later and see that game being sold for way more than what you got for it.
Well, yeah, I remember one time way back when I like needed some money several years ago, and I was going to trade in a game or a few games. And one of them was like one game that had just come out that I bought for $60, and I was going to trade that in, and they would have given me like $20 for it. It's like, you kidding? Yeah, I'd rather. I mean, you could sell it on eBay and you get way more than that for a game that just came out. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, well, like there are certain times I've actually gotten a game and pretty much returned it the next day. But I think I got like refunds because I had the receipt with it as well. Like actually back before GameStop, games I had a better sort of policy. The fact is, even if the game was open and out there, as long as you had the receipt and brought it back within like 28 days or something, or like a few weeks anyway, you can get a refund. Like you get like your cash back or like exchange it for it, and I gave it the same price. But that changed. Probably because some people were probably, taking it too much. I forget what the term is. Just basically using it a lot, and
So you could trade it. You could return a game that was open already.
yeah, you can return a game as open. Like you might have played it and like finished it though. Like as long as you had the receipt though. Like this is kind of like a good few years ago now, and some people were just basically, really shoving it to the ground, like pretty much
They're
using
taking advantage of it.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, taking advantage of it. That's
Well,
what I
yeah,
was
I mean,
looking
if you could buy a game, finish it, return it, get another game, finish it, return it. It's like you never
Yeah,
pay for a game at all.
yeah, that's kind of thing with the GameSpot thing with the flashback NES video. They talked about that as well back in the Nintendo days.
Uh-huh.
Where they got a game and basically if they finished it or thought it was crap, they just bring their receipt in and say, we don't like this game or finish this game, just go get another one. And then I think they just like attached on to like the receipt then, and then they just basically stopped there because of, like, people were taking advantage of it though, and it's the thing as well here, like you could still do, the thing is you can't have the game opened, open now. Like if you want to get your money, if you just want to get the money back or exchange it, you have to have your receipt and the game has to be sealed. So you can't, if it's sealed, if
Yeah.
you bring it in and you still have the receipt, so I want my refund back or whatever, it's not going to happen. You're just probably just going to get the trade-in price for it then because it's already opened.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty much the way it is here. Like if it's already open, the only thing you can do is get the same copy, like a different copy of the same game.
yeah,
That's
or
it.
like exchange it for something else then.
Now they wouldn't even
Like
let you do that if it was open.
yeah, like what exchange, like trade in main, like trading for
Oh, if you
exchange
trade
for
it,
another
yeah,
game.
you probably get like whatever the
Yeah,
trade-in value is.
yeah, like jack shit pretty much.
Yeah.
Um, The game, the thing over here is not as bad as game. Like I pretty much hear those horror stories about Gamestop and all that there over all the time, and it's like I'm just glad that, in my opinion, none of the game stores over here that I've ever visited have been so bad compared to the ones in GameStop. Like people as well with the whole pre-order stuff. Like some people pre-order stuff and like they might say, "Oh, I'm going to pre-order this game," and come back in the evening time away from coming home from work. Hello, I'd like to pick up my pre-order of Darksiders II. Oh, we don't have any left.
Yeah, that's true. I've heard. Yeah, that was one of the complaints I'd heard way back. Is that even though you pre-ordered the game, that you still weren't guaranteed it.
Yeah, like you pretty much have to fucking be there pretty much when the store opens. And if you want to get your a pre-ordered copy of the game, or else you're pretty much shit out of luck.
Yeah, when I pre-ordered Darksiders 2, actually did it online instead of going in the store, and it just did like store pickup. There was a message on the bottom of the like confirmation that said you have to pre-order, you have to pick it up within, I think it was 48 hours. It might have been 24 hours though. And they said if you don't, then they will charge you a $5 restocking fee. So
Wow.
basically, they take your $5. You give them $5 to pre-order it, and then if you don't pick it up within 24 or 48 hours, then they just take the money. Like,
Yeah, you just
what if
basically.
somebody's out of town or there's an emergency and they can't get there? They're
Yeah,
screwed.
exactly. That's that's pretty much ridiculous. So,
Yeah,
like I pre-ordered this copy though, and something could happen where they pretty much are out of town, like he's mentioned, or something's come up and they don't have the time to do that. Yeah, but I just pretty much pre-order. I don't go and like there's no really gaming stores over here now. Like Game used to be here, but it's closed. It's shut down. Like the closest game now is like good 40 odd minutes away now,
mm.
unfortunately. Like the only stuff that has a lot of games is like HMV and like CEX, which is like a second-hand store with a lot of games and DVDs and things like that. So we don't have a. But like I always just pre-order new stuff online because I always get them early than the release date. Like Darksiders 2, which I got 3 days early before release date,
Yeah,
which is I was actually not expecting. I was expecting it to come tomorrow at most, not Saturday.
that's cool.
Um, I think a few more stories here. Gamescom. I haven't really been looking up much at Gamescom now. I know there's a few things kind of were, announced or, dates were unveiled and things like that now. Like Metal Gear Rising Revengeance has gotten a release date for February 2013. Like, so there's pretty much another game to add to the $1 million coming out in
God,
that
is
month.
everything coming out in February now?
February is the new November, Derek. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I guess.
Um, oh, I just got a thing from Derek here. Denis, he says, internet isn't working on my PC. You guys go on without me.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so that's part of the reason why I couldn't. Yeah. So we're already started though. So it's pretty much just us two for the thing. It's kind of a first time for me and Derek to be on our own now.
Yep.
So the whole two-man combination's complete now because it's just us two that need to do that now.
Yeah, I'm looking
But
at some news. There was a hybrid launched, and there was a big problem with that.
yeah,
The last
exactly.
that wasn't that the last Xbox Live Arcade or Summer Arcade game?
No,
Oh, that
it's
was.
the one that I'm talking about, Dust.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. So I don't think we talked about that at all before.
Yeah. But did you look up for anything on Gamescom at all?
I'm looking now. Have you ever tried that Arma 2 mod, Daisy?
No, I haven't now, but I know that's pretty much gotten very popular. Like it's pretty much a lot of people talk about now. It's still in like alpha stage. I know that now, but I do have Armor 2 for the Steam.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, I think you have to have its expansion as well, which I do not have in order to download it.
Well,
But
apparently
there has
it's
been,
becoming its own game now. I don't know
yes.
when.
So yeah, that kind of shows how kind of popular it is if it's going to turn out to be its own game, which. But like I heard a lot of good stuff about that game. It's kind of one of those very, really survival stuff. You pretty much go around this big area, like shooting zombies or whatever, or like encountering these survivors, and they can either be very, you can either like they can actually kill you, like you can they can find you and like shoot you and take your stuff though. You can't trust anyone.
No, yeah, that's from the footage I've seen. You cannot,
Yeah,
because
yeah, like you could.
they can seem like they're friendly, but they just turn on you.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, thanks for helping me out here, and all of a sudden, bam, you get
It's like it's
shot.
all a game to them, really.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I've heard a lot of good stuff about that there, but I don't know if I'll ever try it now. Maybe when it's in like beta stage, when it's like kind of released, because I just heard it's like it has a lot of bugs and glitches at the moment since it's still in alpha stage.
Yeah,
So it
there was
is.
a video that Giant Bomb did way back, and like I think they only got into the game maybe 3 times in like the 2 hours that they tried to.
Oh
So
yeah,
they
that's
had like
right. Yeah,
major problems. See, I'm looking
yeah.
at this Gamescom thing. Puppeteer, do you have any idea what that is?
Oh yes, that is it's a PS3 game I believe exclusive, which is pretty much has another cool art style. It's kind of like this platformer though, and in a way like action platformer. And
It's like Little Big Planet or something? I don't know.
yeah, and the thing is, it has this thing where you can use these like scissors to cut through like these little areas. So it just has a cool, unique art style. Like I can't go on, but I need to look at the video again and pretty much can explain it then. But there is a trailer online, so there is, which I very much recommend checking out. It's pretty cool though.
It's like there's a new
Um,
Media Molecule game, Tearaway.
yeah, it's very cool. I think it's coming for the Vita, so it
Okay.
is, and it has like this paper style, like fold up paper, not there. It's kind of a cool little wee concept, and might do all right. And there's this game called Remember Me,
Yeah, I
which
just
I
got
think
to that.
was announced before. I think that might have been announced last year or something, or I think it was. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I haven't
But
seen the footage yet.
I haven't watched the video though. But apparently it looks pretty cool. It's cool like art style. A lot of people sort of say it looks it's something like between like kind of Mirror's Edge and Deus, like kind of has that it has futuristic look, so it does.
Yeah, it
Um,
looks like it. And there's the
um,
Black Ops 2 stuff. Not that I really care about it.
Yes, pretty much that's what they're doing all fucking week as well. They had videos each day for multiplayer streams. Hey, if you want to look at the multiplayer, we can check it out every day at this time. It's like, yep, if you like the multiplayer and Call of Duty, that's great for you. But for people like myself and Derek, couldn't care less.
And what, Devil May Cry? There's some new stuff about that.
Yeah, I think it was just a trailer shown. I don't know if there's any more information now.
Yeah.
I think But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that game because it's done by Ninja Theory, and I've enjoyed their past two efforts. And hopefully this will be another good game in their library. I don't think there's really anything else I can it's come out of Gamescom that I can remember now. That's kind of sort of where the highlights now for the war.
I have no idea.
Like yeah, because I didn't really look. I didn't really just look up though. I wasn't really paying attention to it though. Like apparently EA's might be up for sale though as well. It's kind of a rumor. Some company might be buying them out though, which is kind of surprising. But it pretty much shows that kind of not everyone's is immortal and pretty much are going down the hard times with the gaming industry and economy. Um, but anyway, let's just get on to the last story here. It's this whole on live saga, I'll pretty much call it, because it's one of those, are they or are they not finished? And this came out like late last week now. The fact is that online apparently was finished. So they actually were collaborating with the console, the whole Ouya console, which is this console that's supposed to be kind of open source, and it's like uses Android and allows people to create their own games for it and things like that now. And apparently there's like a collaboration between them and that, and then afterwards the whole online's apparently stating saying their service was shut down. There's rumors coming about that there. I just basically say here, like there was an update that says Kartuku is reporting that despite online denials, The company is filing for bankruptcy in the state of California. The intent, according to Kotaku source, is to reform the company as a new entity with a smaller staff. What that company will look like and what its plans are for online's current services are still unclear. Other sites are also citing more sources from inside online confirming the layoff portion of the story. Still some questions floating around, but it looks like things are becoming a bit clearer. That was the first update. And the second update was IDG News' Martin Williams reports that he's outside OnLive's offices right now and has seen multiple employees exiting the premises with moving boxes. And then update 3 is Engage is reporting that at least 50% of the staff at Online has been laid off and that the company has been bought by an yet unknown third party. So it looks like Online's kind of a bit in the shitter. So it is, judging by this here. They sort of kind of denied the layoffs first, but it seems that there are some people been laid off, and I think the services is still going now, but I think it's just getting bought out by someone else. You never used OnLive now, did you, Derek?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't really know what it is.
It's a cloud streaming service. It was kind of one of those big sort of deals that when it was unveiled a few years ago, where basically you can play certain games that you don't really need to have a great PC for, like Christ.
Okay.
And games like that now. The thing is, it's all about the cloud streaming service. So the fact is, you have to have a good internet connection.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Play it on the server, and you basically you just play the game on the streaming service. And I got like a trial when I was started on BT Infinity, which is my ISP. But like I used it like maybe once or twice, so and like it's all right though. But it's just like the fact is, even if you have a good connection, like the whole game still looks like, doesn't look great now because you're going to still see like pixels and things like that now, and it's not really the best service. Like especially if you have a good PC, there's no need for this service now, for you. And also the fact is that you can buy games, but I think you only have them for a set number of years. I think I remember saying that now. Like you can buy a new game and you only have it for like actually 5 years rather than having it for like, for keeps. And especially the fact is, like, you can buy this game, and what happens if the service gets shut down? Then you're not going to get refunded that now, are you? That's kind of shitty.
Yeah,
so
that sounds crappy.
Exactly. That's pretty much that there. But I don't know what's going to, like, pretty much another company related to gaming's kind of gone in the shitter. We've heard enough about them this year as well, with 38 Studios and like the ones with like Snowblind and ones like that from like the Waterbrunner ones, Monolith and that there. So it's just an ongoing saga. What's next? That's it for news, unless there's anything else you want to mention, Derek.
I don't think so. No. Sounds like there's like a bunch of like new trailers and new images for certain like big name games coming out of Gamescom, but I haven't really checked out any of it. Like there's a new trailer for Star Wars 1313 that I'm gonna check out, and that Remember Me game, and I guess that's the most interesting to me immediately just from briefly looking at this stuff. But
yeah, I like the fuss as well. They were showing like just more trailers of games we've already know about, just pretty much showing more information and things like that, which kind of what you would have seen anyway. Because the fact is it's not that far off from E3 and that's all you're pretty much going to get. You're probably just going to get sort of the same demos for the most part, and things like that. But anyway, moving on here to the games we've been playing. So since it's just the two of us, this will probably not go as long as usual. And since it's just the two of us, it'll be a pretty short episode, which is nice to see. But anyway, I'll let you go first, Derek. We'll talk about a certain game, both of us, because there's two games in particular, but one of them we've been very much anticipating, and we can talk about it together though. But go ahead, Derek.
Okay. First thing, I finished Warhammer 40K Space Marine last week. Actually, I think it was the day after we did the podcast. Or maybe even later that day I finished it. overall, I did enjoy the game. My biggest problems were I didn't like the final boss battle, which was just a QTE, and the way the health system works. So you have to execute your enemies to get health. That can be a big problem when you have like a whole bunch of dudes around you, and the execution animation takes a while usually, and the health doesn't. You don't actually get the health back until like you either like stomp on the dude's head or like an orc, or you finish cutting them in half or whatever. And sometimes that takes a while because it kind of goes in slow mo when you do that. So
Yeah,
you can get attacked really easily while you're in the middle of doing an execution, and like you can die that way. So, but overall, I really do like that universe and like those character designs and everything. Um, I mean, there isn't really much to the story. It's just go kill a bunch of orcs and a bunch of other chaos marines, and that's pretty much it. So it's fun.
yeah, yeah. I like I said, it's one. I think it was the first game I finished this year, and yeah, I do agree with the final boss battle, and that's actually becoming a bit more common nowadays as well with game. Like it's just like I remember playing Wet, the final boss thing, and that was pretty much just a QTE. And there's a few other games that's pretty much have escaped me at the moment that were pretty much the same things. Like, geez, like I don't want the final boss to be a QTE fest. No offense, but I just want it to be like straight up balls to the wall action and not like, oh, just press B to beat it. Say like,
Yeah, no kidding.
but yeah, it's like the final boss looked cool and all, but that's pretty much it. You fight like a bunch of his minions and things like that, and all of a sudden I think you like smash to the ground, like all of a sudden
Yeah,
it's just turn QTE fest then afterwards. It's
yeah.
like kind of
Yeah, and the minions weren't even like anything new. They were just minions that you had faced, in previous levels too.
yeah.
So
But like yeah, it's a good game though. I don't know if there's gonna be a sequel now, but I'd like to see something more from that universe and not kind of
well, it
actually
seems
not.
like there is going to be a sequel just from the ending.
I
They
forget.
definitely left it open.
Yeah, but it should be a good game. No, it should be a good sequel if there does one come out now. So
You wonder, are they going to put multiplayer in that sequel? Because I didn't even bother with it. Did you try it?
I tried a bit of the multiplayer though, but it's all right. Like I think there's a co-op mode as well, but I forget what it's called. But I never touched multi.
I think it's like the horde mode or the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. I think it's like that.
Yeah, it's pretty much that's another mode that's pretty much common recurring nowadays. Like
Yeah.
I think of like the horde mode and like zombies mode as well, and and the Call of Duty Treyarch games as well. It's kind of those ones pretty much you defend or like fight off waves of enemies.
Yep.
So
Yep.
if you like that sort of stuff, then that's great. So continue on, Derek.
Another thing I've been playing quite a bit is Fortune Street on my iPad, and this is a kind of like a board game similar to Monopoly, although it's a little more advanced, I think. It's from a Japanese developer, and it's apparently a long-running series in Japan, and only recently has it been released over here. There's a Wii version that has Mario characters and Dragon Quest characters in it. I first heard about this on the Giant Bomb. I think it was a TNT they did a while back, and it was really fun watching them play that game because watching them like buy out each other's properties, land on each other's properties and have to pay like tons of money and stuff, and it's fun. It's basically like Monopoly where you buy properties on the board, but then you can also buy stocks in certain areas in the map, and if you own more than one property in the same little strip, then that increases the value of your property and it'll upgrade the stores that you have there. And also there's these special venture cards, they're called. Like the idea is you have to collect 4 suits, so like ace, or not ace, spades, clubs, hearts, what's this?
Diamonds.
Diamonds, yes. You collect all 4 of those, and then you go to the bank, and then you get your salary. So it's kind of like Monopoly, where you cross go and you get $200, but this time it depends. Your salary depends on how many properties you have, how many stocks you have, and how many times you've done a lap around the board. And there's these venture cards that you can get. They're like a random thing. They'll either be good for you or they will be bad for you. You'll either have to like you can sell your property for 3 times its value. You can advance spaces. You can get a free turn, or you might have to pay other people. or you might have to lose value in your properties. Um, so it's a pretty fun game. It's it's very similar to Monopoly, just that it's a lot more stuff added on there. I think it'd be really fun to play with people like in the same room. I haven't tried that yet. The iPad one I've been playing, it's just me against the computer. Although I think there is a mode where you can set it up so you can pass it around. So like one person will go and then you hand the iPad off to somebody else and that'll be their turn. But I know the Wii version is definitely co-op, 4-player, or maybe it's probably more than 4-player. I think I'm probably going to buy that Wii version at some point here and check that out. So it's definitely a really fun game. If you like, Monopoly or any kind of board game like that, I highly recommend it.
I'd find them more enjoyable if I had people to play with. That's pretty much it. Like, if you're playing on your own, it's just not as fun. And
Yeah,
like
I
no one
think I
around
think
here.
it's still pretty fun to
Yeah,
watch the computer characters land on your space, and then each of the characters have little animations, so they'll get like real pissed if they land on your space and it's really expensive. So it's pretty fun.
yeah. It's actually known as it's for some reason it's called Boom Street here, the Wii version. I do not know why. It's
Boom
like a
Street?
yeah, BOOM Street. I don't know why you didn't. It's known as Fortune Street. I don't know if there was
Huh?
some sort of property that was already known as
Could
here,
be.
but it's just one of those silly things. So it's like, oh, it's not a name change for the European
Yeah,
market.
yeah.
Like all the professional rating games, except for the first one, have been named differently here than they have been in the States. It's just
Huh.
it's weird. But yeah, how much is that on the iPad?
It's $5, and then you get like 4 or 5 maps, like different boards, and then several characters. There is DLC. There's like 5 different DLC packs where you get like special maps and characters. I think those are $3 each. I haven't bought any of those though. So it's more than your typical like $2 app, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, I might try it out though. I might see what it's
I
like.
suppose you could say it's
Um,
kind of like Mario Party, except for without the mini games. It's just going around the board, collecting properties, buying stocks, trying to get the most. Like the objective is like on some of the maps you get 10,000 gold and then you win, or if you get 20,000 gold you win.
yeah,
So
which took them a lifetime. I remember that I didn't watch all the TNT. Now I watched like a chunk of it, and then I remember, and actually that's still like the longest TNT they've done.
okay,
From my,
yeah, it took
I
a long
think I was like,
time.
I think it was like 2-3 hours or something. I think they had to split it into two parts that video from what I can remember.
They might have,
But like
yeah.
like it is kind of like what I've watched of it. It does look like Mario Party. It's like pretty much the Mario Monopoly, Mario Party slash
Kind of,
Monopoly.
yeah. Apparently in the
Yeah.
Japanese ones, there's also like Final Fantasy characters in some of them. There's a PSP one and a PS2 one that has some Final Fantasy characters in it, as well as Square Enix characters and the Nintendo characters. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Although it'd be kind of difficult trying to read everything in Japanese. So
Yeah, but yeah, if it, I don't know if they're doing another one over here now. Like that's the first one that's come out here from Japan. 'Cause I think it's been going for a while
right.
over there. So
Yeah, and actually, I was at
just
Target
depend.
the other day, and they had it there for $50. I was like, oh man, that's expensive for that game. It's been out a while.
It's been out a while. Like from February, I think it has. But like it's a first party Nintendo game, I
Oh
think.
yeah, I suppose.
So you know what you're getting there. It's pretty much gonna be a long time. You pretty much have to end up going online and try to find a used copy. You might get it cheaper. It's the only
Yeah,
way.
it's on Amazon. It's like $25. So if I was gonna buy it, I'd just get it on Amazon.
Yeah. Amazon's your best friend at that department then.
All right, just a couple more games that I've played. First up, I bought Darksiders II on Tuesday after pre-ordering it from Gamestop a week or so ago. I'm really, really enjoying the game. I think I'm enjoying it much more than the first game, and a hell of a lot more than I thought I would. Um, to me, it feels and looks kind of like Kingdoms of Amalur in some ways, and it definitely has
I
a lot more RPG elements than I was expecting. What?
Yeah, actually I agree with that now because like just from the few opening areas that I've experienced, like the Bainswood, like the forest area, like the area you used to go through with the spare horse. It's like, yeah, this reminds me of Amalur Reckoning. So it does. It's like, yeah, I'm very much going to enjoy this
Well,
game.
that and just like
But like I,
the visual style of that area and the like there's some dialogue choices sometimes. I mean, it's not like too advanced, but and the loot system and everything. So yeah, I was really surprised.
yeah,
I thought it would be more like the first game, which was definitely like Zelda, basically. So
it still has its elements of Zelda
oh
now.
yeah,
Like you go into the dungeons now, are pretty much kind of like Zelda. Like you have to sometimes you have to find a skeleton key to get to this next area then, but they've improved it in certain aspects of the whole looting system, which is pretty awesome, and getting the possessed items and helping you sacrifice other weapons and armor and things like that to power up the other one, which is I think is very cool
do you have
mechanic.
any possessed weapons?
I got a gauntlet, so I
Okay.
did, so I do. But I don't use it now because I got a axe, which is like way more powerful. Then it pretty much wipes the floor with the enemies I'm currently encountering, which is just those forget what they're called, like construct warriors or something.
Oh yeah, okay. The smaller ones probably.
Just those like yeah, just those like rock metal ones, whatever. Like, I think that's what they're called though.
Yeah, you'll encounter some different ones pretty soon. Yeah, the problem with those
I
axes
didn't.
and like the maces and stuff, they're really slow. But like the gauntlets and the little like arm blades and stuff, those are really fast.
Yeah, exactly. They're cool though. But like there is people who prefer to be like more slow and powerful rather than quick and fast, and other ones prefer like quick and fast over than slow and powerful. I just kind of like go between the both from time to time to see what the best situation is um for the like item in hand. Like it might be best to use an axe in this situation, etc.
Yeah, the problem is when you're using the axe, it's really slow and you can get hit while you're doing it. And probably my biggest problem with the combat is there's no block button.
Yeah, all you have to do, you have to pretty much have to
The problem is
dodge
even if
quite
you dodge,
carefully.
sometimes the enemies can still hit you because they kind of like lunge forward a lot of times when they attack, especially the bigger ones. So you kind of have to dodge like
Well,
three times in a
I've
row just to get away, and then like you have to try and get back there and attack them again before they start attacking you, and that's kind of a problem with when you get into the bigger enemies.
yeah, I haven't really encountered that problem just yet, but I haven't really encountered like a lot of enemies except for those like construct warrior ones and like this, I forget it was like this like big lizard beast one or something in the
Oh, okay,
cauldron.
yeah.
Just the one in one room you encountered it fighting a bunch of those
Mhm.
construct guys. But like that's pretty much where I'm at the moment. Like I'm not that far into it though. Like I got it yesterday, to my surprise,
Yeah.
and just to my happiness as well. That's pretty much why I love fucking shop2.net. It's like if you're in the UK, just order from them. They're very fucking reliable. I think they're the best online retailer here in the UK by far.
Um,
Like some
do they charge
go ahead.
shipping or tax or anything?
Nope. First class
That's
free.
cool.
It's awesome. Like they do have an option for like an hour like it's next day shipping or something now, but like pretty much whenever, for the most part, whenever they dispatch it, I just get it the next day, no problem. It's like it's been very rare occasion where they shipped it on like a certain day, but I get it like 2 days later, but they're few and far between.
Um, one thing I discovered in when you're doing a dodge is you don't have to actually hold back to dodge. You can just press the button once, and then you'll dodge back. Like that's really helpful.
Right.
Like I thought you had to, go into a direction and press dodge, which you can do, but you can you can just press the button once and you'll jump back once. So that's very helpful. But yeah, I really wish there was a block. I really wish there was because I'm so used to like God of War combat. Like that's probably like the perfect combat system where you got the roll with the right stick and then you can block. And the blocking works really well and the dodging works really well. And it's quick. Sometimes I have problems where I'm in the middle of like a combo and I want to dodge back and it won't dodge. And that's also another problem I'm having with Sleeping Dogs, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Uh,
You're playing on normal difficulty, are you?
and Darksiders, yeah, yep.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just it's just something in and said, let's go apocalyptic, Darren.
Right, dude. There's a new game plus, so I'm gonna do that on my new game plus. That's for sure.
I actually think there's another difficulty in lock after finishing it. I think.
Oh,
I think
yeah. I heard
Nightmare.
somebody say there's
I
a
think there is.
necromancer difficulty. I think somebody said
Yeah. So,
like the
but there's no. I don't think there's any achievements tied to it
I
though.
don't know. There's a lot of secret achievements in that game.
Yeah, but they're like I looked them up though, but they're kind of like complete this quest or kill this
Oh,
boss. Pretty much they're kind
probably.
of like the chunk of them though. But it's not a hard advertisement from what I can gather though. There is certain things it's going to take some time. Like there's one of course like you have to um, max level death
Mhm.
like to up to
Yeah.
level 30. And I think there's one to complete the Crucible, which is like the waves.
Oh, is that an online
Which
mode or is that like it's not a competitive thing, is it?
no, that's pretty much you be in this arena and then you fight off
Oh, okay.
waves. Like you go through
I
different
haven't tried it yet.
waves and like fight off different enemies. I don't know when you can access it now.
I've been having a lot of
You
trouble with
probably
my DLC codes, and I think I just got a message the other day after I linked or unlinked my account with the Darksiders.com and then relinked it. That seems to have fixed most of my problems, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like because you have to have the online pass or whatever to even get to that, I think.
no, like the only codes I got in my limited edition are the Crucible Pass and the Argyl's Tomb, which is not available yet for another 30 days or so. And like I activated the Crucible Pass with no problems whatsoever. It's just like those small 108 kilobit one. It pretty much shows it's already in the game. Just have to activate to
Yeah,
access it.
yeah,
But the online pass is like 1600 points, which nope, I'm not getting it. Unless the DLC is good though, but not bothering with that at the
but you didn't get
time
that?
being.
I thought that comes with all the new copies.
No, you have to buy that, I think, separately.
So when you first start up, like in the very beginning, does on the bottom right does it say linked account, your name and then whatever your THQ ID is? Does it say that or not?
Yeah, I think it did though, but like it did, yeah, I think it did something like that though. Like I confirmed it though. It's like I had my email address and I confirmed it, and then all of a sudden like the terms and conditions come up. But the fact is, I couldn't scroll down to accept. It just wouldn't let me scroll whatsoever. I don't know why. I thought the game froze on me,
I think you just
which
have
would
to
be
press. You
pretty
don't even have to
funny.
scroll through. You can just press A to accept.
But yeah, but that's the fact. There's nothing like that came up whatsoever. I pressed A, I pressed all that there, nothing came up.
Well, maybe that's why you can't. Have you tried going to that little serpent thing, a serpent tome? It lets you you can send gifts to your friends on Xbox.
I sent you
Oh, you
one,
did. Okay.
so yeah, it's just a shitty item though. I just wanted to get that
Oh,
achievement.
oh, that's right. I haven't done that yet. There's an achievement for it. So okay. Well, that's
Yeah,
weird.
I think you and me are the only ones. I think you're the only one of my friends list that is got that game
Yeah, nobody else has it. Mine either.
yourself. Yeah, kind of sucks. So I think a lot more people I think got Sleeping Dogs.
Probably. I don't know. Who knows? Um, but yeah, I really like the world. I like the character designs. Although I will say, I don't really like Death's face because he looks like Casey Jones to me. Casey Jones from Ninja Turtles. Like in the
Yeah,
2003
exactly.
relaunch, he looks like that version of Casey Jones to me.
Yeah, I love his
Yeah,
voice
his voice
though.
is really good. That's for sure.
Uh,
Um,
I think it's I forgot the name. I think it's Michael Winnicott, is it or
I
something?
have no idea.
I'm gonna look it up here. You can go on. I think it's the same guy that did a voice in I'll just look it up here though. But go ahead.
So yeah, I know I took a picture of one of these levels I was in and posted it on Twitter and said that, this game is really colorful, and it is. It's definitely very colorful. Looks really good. Has kind of like a mixture between a realistic and a cartoony style, I guess. Um, like I mentioned, Kingdoms of Amalur, and to me it looks like that for the most recent game to compare it to. Um, right now, I have just finished or I've gotten to the point where I can access the Tree of Life now. I don't know, that's not really too big of a spoiler.
No, it's like pretty much you find out about that like in opening like 30 minutes or
Right.
so. Opening 30
And there was
minutes,
this
yeah.
really big boss that I just fought that reminded me of a different game on PlayStation 2, but I won't say it just because I don't want to spoil it for you. But it was a really cool boss fight, although it was pretty tricky at first.
Shadows of the Colossus.
No comment.
Or okay.
So I couldn't figure out how to do it, and I was getting really upset. mainly because you finish this dungeon and then you have to go run out to this big area to fight this guy. The problem is I died, and then it made me go back to the dungeon and start and have to go all the way through to that big area again, and I couldn't fast travel. And I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me! I have to go all the way back here, and there's like more than one phase to this boss. And I thought for sure, well, they're probably gonna have a checkpoint, after the first phase, like they do in a lot of modern games. But in this case, they didn't, so I had to redo all that over again, and it was pretty tricky. But I did finish him like the second time I fought him. So, but it can be tricky the way you have to kind of aim and use certain weapons in conjunction with the horse. So keep in mind that it might be a little tricky.
Right, I gotcha. Yeah, Michael Wincott, he's the voice of Death, and he actually did the voice of Jules Merritt in Syndicate. So,
Okay.
like one of the main, that guy who's like kind of basically kept communicating with you throughout the game.
Okay.
And you had to fight, basically a bit of a spoiler here, he's like the guy you fight at the end
Oh yeah.
as well.
He's a
That
pretty
guy.
good voice actor. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done a few other voices, but he was like the Prophet of Truth in Halo 2 as well.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see
Uh,
that. He's got that like lower, like gruff voice tone to him.
yeah. But yeah, I love it. I love his voice. I love that voice. Like I liked the O'Brien's War as well in the first game, and like Mark Hamill was his I forget the companion's name now. Forget what his name was, but like yeah, I'm very much enjoying it. Like I only play like maybe an hour, 2 hours at most at the moment, but like this week I'll be playing the fucking shit out of it when I'm off.
Yeah. One of the things I do want to mention the platforming. I don't like platforming games like Mario and like Rayman and all those types of games. And this game does have a fair amount of platforming, and I think it's a lot more forgiving than those types of games, or like Super Meat Boy or stuff like that, where you have to be really precise and patient. Like this game, I don't think is like that. It reminds me more of Assassin's Creed, where it's pretty forgiving with like the jumps and the timing and everything. Probably the most trickiest thing I've done so far is like some of the wall running, kind of like Prince of Persia style.
Yeah, like the traversal systems kind of has that Prince of Persia style to it. Like where you roll up, you could jump off like jump up over those like little wee log things sticking out. I don't know exactly what they're called, and then like go up to a higher platform. Then yeah, definitely Prince of Persia-esque.
Yeah, and I was telling Dennis, I think you might like the game because the platforming I think is pretty forgiving. But having said that, now that I just got to a certain area in the game, it definitely got a little more tricky. There's an item that you've probably seen in the trailers and the preview stuff, called the death grip, and it's kind of like a hook shot, basically, like in Zelda.
So they're taking a piss out of Star Wars now with the death grip.
Well, he is death, so I think he has the right to use the
Yeah,
death grip.
yeah.
So that can be a little tricky sometimes. You kind of have to like time your jumps right because the targeting is it's a little touchy on that. But overall, I really do like the platforming, and for somebody that does not like platforming games, that's it's a pretty good sign. So yeah, overall, really like the game. Definitely want to get back to it.
ASAP.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Lastly, I rented Sleeping Dogs from Redbox, which I know a lot of people just bought on PC. It sounds like PC is the way to go.
Yeah, like I got it on PC for £20 because like seen on this Twitter feed, like I get this Twitter feed called Fun Post a Bargain,
Okay.
and they pretty much tweet like a lot of bargains there, and I've seen that they're available on the site. It's pretty much the same site I got Fear 3, like a week or two ago for like £2.49 for like, but this is like the actual retail version of it though, because the downloadable version was actually more, so it was like £27 or something. So I was like, yep, getting the retail version. It's £20. I'm definitely getting it. I know Dan's got it, like Dan's, and I know a few other people got the PC version because I heard it's like it's a good version of the game to get.
Yeah, especially if you get that high-res textured pack, which I've seen on the Giant Bomb Quick Look. It definitely makes the game look pretty good.
It's definitely like I don't have everything set to max now, but like I've got that put on. I've got the like I've got the world detail thing in high, and like everything else like normal, and I still think it looks gorgeous.
So I rented it on Xbox because I don't have a PC that's good enough to handle that game. I don't think. Um, I only have it for a day. I got it. Redbox is like a vending machine. I don't know if you have anything like it in your area. It's like a vending
No,
machine
we
where you
don't have
go
it.
and you rent. It's mostly movies, but they recently added games, and usually their game selection is just really awful. Like they don't have anything new, but I was surprised to see that they had this game. I was like, oh, I'm going right out and gonna rent it right away, because I know a lot of people have been talking about it, and I want to try it out for myself. And there's no demo, unfortunately. So I paid $2. I rented it last night. I have to return it tonight before 9, unless I want to pay another $2. So it's definitely a fun game. Um, the combat is, somebody was saying on Twitter, I think it was Steph 2 Def. I don't know her personally or anything, but she was
Stephanie,
saying
yeah,
that it's
but
kind of like
she,
Batman, which I don't like the Batman combat. Batman Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, and I definitely see that. Um, I think there's some good things about the combat that are better than Batman, and some things that are worse than the combat in Batman. I think the counter system works better in Batman. It's a little more forgiving, but in this game, you got to be really quick with the counters, otherwise you're fucked.
I actually don't think I actually do find the counter system in this to be pretty
Huh.
easy. Like it's like basically whenever the guy turns, like whenever you see an enemy turn red, just basically press the counter button, and pretty much chances are you're going to counter it no matter what time you press it at.
Well,
Like that's
I've
from
found you have
my
to be really
experience.
quick, and there's not a lot of time for you to press the counter button. The thing is, like if you're in the middle of a combo string, XX and then hold X or XXX hold X, it's really hard to stop that and press a counter. Otherwise, you're going to get hit. And I found in Batman, it's pretty easy to interrupt your little attacks and hit counter. In this game, I didn't find that to be the case at all.
Yeah, I can see that it does interrupt sometimes, so especially when you're kicking ass to someone and then all of a sudden another guy comes, you have to sort of try and counter it as fast as possible, right? Getting beat
Well,
down.
that's like the case the whole time because you're always fighting more than like 3 guys. It seems like.
Yeah.
Occasionally, you'll find some little groups of guys running around that are only like 3 guys, but like any of the story missions, there's going to be a bunch. Um,
Like I haven't done like any of the gunplay or anything like that.
I haven't
Like I
either.
haven't progressed that
Neither have
far.
I.
Like I've only done just a few missions and a few of the favors stuff. But as I say, like I just think the game looks gorgeous on the PC. It's like love traveling around just looking at the neon lights and um just some of the come across like the different characters like the market stalls and things like that. It's basically a nice living breathing world.
Yeah, it looks nice on the Xbox, but the frame rate kind of goes to shit. You get some screen tearing when you're driving real fast. I found. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. I do want to say that the thing I liked about the combat that's better than Batman is you can do like these combos, like hit X once and then you hold it and you'll do like a takedown. Hit X twice and then hold it on the third time and you do like a knee kick. And then if you hit X 3 times and then you hold it on the fourth time, you do like a roundhouse kick, which is very helpful because you can hit like more than one enemy with that roundhouse, and that sometimes you'll be doing the combo string and then somebody near you will be attacking you, and once you hit your fourth attack, you'll do a roundhouse and you'll hit both of the guys. Like with Batman, I found you just hit X constantly, and there's no real like strategy to it. It's just mashing on the X button, as far as I know, and it is countering when at the right times, and that's it. Like this has like a more combo system, like in Darksiders, where you have several different options of moves to do. That seems to be the case with this game, and plus there's moves you can unlock at the little like dojo, um, which I just encountered today, like a couple hours ago for the first time.
Yeah, I don't think I've done that yet.
And one thing that's cool is you can do these grapple moves where you grab guys, and you can either just run them, you can throw them off ledges sometimes, that's really fun, or you can just like smash them into doors, smash them into walls, or there'll be like, dumpsters or like fans or like air conditioning units you can like smash them into, and that's really satisfying doing that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like I actually remember chasing a guy actually, and he actually pushed one of the like a civilian over a rail. I was like, "Geez, cheeky bastard there."
Yep.
Like, it wasn't like one of those, like, like going over the railing like a couple of feet. It was actually like pretty much the guy would probably be dead. It's like that high. But yeah, it's a very enjoyable game for what I've played thus far. Like I've probably been playing like I kind of like there's 4 games I kind of been playing at the moment
Uh-huh.
mainly that I kind of want to play through, but I have to focus on just the 1 or 2 and try to finish them and
Yeah.
then move on to another one. But I think it'll be Darksiders 2 mainly. Will be the main game I'll be playing
Mm.
this week.
I will say at times the combat can be extremely frustrating, and I just get my ass kicked like immediately. And sometimes it feels, awesome, like it feels like you're kicking ass, and very satisfying. I think I probably have to be a little more patient when I'm playing than I would like to be. Like in Darksiders, I'm not patient at all. I'm just like, do this big combo string and dodge out of the way if I need to, and kick some ass in that game. But
Yeah, use the different abilities as well in Darksiders.
yeah,
Yeah.
like there's you can either specialize in the magic side or like the physical attack side, and I've kind of been going towards the magic.
What level are you at the moment
I
in
think I'm like,
Darksiders?
what am I, 10 now? I think I'm 10.
Oh jeez, I'm only at level
Okay.
3. So I've done one on the physical side where basically the teleport attack, and I did the necromancer side where you basically summon these ghosts. That's the ones I've done thus
Yeah,
far.
I found that I don't like the teleport attack, but there's one that you can do where you do like this big, huge like slash that goes all around you. I like that a lot because it can interrupt bosses, and I found that to be very helpful. And then I've also used the ghouls and there's also one you can do that'll distract the enemies. It'll make them fight the ghouls. So I've used that, and then I just now got the Murder of Crows, which you can upgrade to like get health back every time they hit an enemy. That's pretty helpful. So
Yeah, definitely. Especially with me when I'm playing on apocalyptic, that'll be pretty helpful for me.
yeah, you'll probably need that. Um, One thing about sleeping dogs in the combat, is there any way to get health back in the middle of a fight, or are you just kind of fucked?
No, I don't recall now. Like the only time I think you can get the health is like go around and get those like I think they're called dragon kick
Well,
cans, like
yeah,
buy
or you
them.
can buy like beef bowls and stuff like that. But that's
Yeah,
not in the
but I
middle of
don't.
combat though.
Yeah, but I don't think there's anything in middle of combat now. I don't know if there's any like if your health regenerates a little now or
Oh,
anything like
I
that. I
don't
don't
know.
know.
You probably only have to use those uh, bonus things. That's too bad. Because like in Darksiders, you have 5 like health potions you could use at any time. Although I wish I could carry more than 5 sometimes. Some of the boss
Yeah,
battles.
that's definitely the case. Cause like I usually have like full health and then all of a sudden like I have like a tiny bit of health taken off and then get another health potion. I just use the one. I just use it to fill up again and then just take the one I found there. That's yep. I've
Yep, I've
definitely
done that.
encountered
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, there's a boss. There's like a little side dungeon in that game. I don't know if you've gone to it. It's kind of like the first side dungeon you see. There's a secret boss in there. Well, not secret, but he's pretty high level for where you are right now. I would recommend getting to like level 5 or so. I think his name is Gorewood. I don't know if you've seen him or not.
No, like I explored around the sort of starting area. You countered and tried to fight Thane, like, cause that's one of the side quests. But the fact is, like I fight him and he basically hits me once and that's
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah. You probably want to get some more levels before you do that.
Yeah, fight him. And I explored some of the area. You go outside there, but yeah, I just like encountered that big eye creature and it
Yeah.
was
Hmm.
blocking like one way, and then but I just sort of kind of followed the map as well, and then went to this little. Yeah, I went to this little wee. I think it was one of those. I think it might be the one you're talking about, because I had to get a skeleton key and lock this door or
Yep.
something. It's like it's along the way to
Yeah.
the chart path
That's
you
the
have to
one. I
go
think
to
it's called like
anyway.
the Weeping Crag or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the one. I didn't. Oh, so there's a. I didn't. No, I don't think I fought the
Yeah.
boss in there actually.
There's a boss in there.
But can you do that first time now, or do you have to return to it to get
You
to
can do it
access
whenever.
it?
You don't have to. It's not like a one-time thing. You can go back.
No, I mean like, do you need any like abilities to access or
Oh no,
whatnot?
you can go there level 1 and
Okay.
fight him if you wanted to. It's just that'd be really hard.
I'll probably just do like the one I'm doing at the moment, like I'm in the cauldron, and then probably level up a bit and then go back to it. I actually didn't notice that now,
Yeah,
so
it's a
thanks
little
for the
tricky. You have to kind of go
tip.
underwater to get to it. So
Yeah.
it's nice about the swimming is
Okay.
you don't breathe. You don't have to breathe. You just swim.
Well, he's a horseman, so he's not gonna like
Oh yeah, I
That'd be
know.
pretty stupid
But in most
game.
games where you have to swim, you get to like out of breath and
Yeah.
stuff.
But like he's one of the four horsemen. He's not gonna like go down the thing. Oh wait a minute, there's a fucking air meter. You
Yeah,
kidding
yeah.
me?
So I guess back to sleeping dogs. Uh,
Yeah, keep tangenting back to Darksiders. We pretty much know how much we love that game when we keep going back to
yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, I like sleeping dogs, but at this point, I don't. There's not really a much of a motivation to it for me. I do kind of like running around and finding those like health lantern things and those little lock boxes with the money in them. And buying new clothes to get like bonuses is kind of cool. The cars I
I
found are
just
kind of
been
shitty, and I don't like the fact that you can't just like drive a car into your garage and keep it. You have to buy it. I suppose that's because you're an undercover cop.
oh right, that's the case there. Like yeah, I didn't know that
Yeah.
now.
Um, something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah, the guns. I haven't even gotten a gun yet. That's for sure. I haven't even seen anybody with any guns yet. I've done probably 3 of like the gang missions, the triad missions, and probably like 2 of the police ones. So yeah, definitely have not seen any gunplay yet. But really enjoying it. It seems like it's a pretty big world, and like none of it's blocked off like it usually is in most of those open world type games. So that's nice. But yeah, I do want to buy it. I just don't want to. I don't think I want to pay $60 right now, especially because I got Transformers Fall of Cybertron coming out on Tuesday. I'll be playing that. It's gonna be hard to balance that between Darksiders, so we'll see.
I like to rent it though, because I kind of already bought enough games. They're like last night I'm waiting on Tales of Grace at the end of the month. Things yeah, if I can find like someone selling it for cheap now, I might get it. But like, cause I want to try out that game, but I might just rent it though and see and play through the campaign and some of the multiplayer. But the game does look good though. For Fall of Cybertron, I'll definitely be checking it out.
Actually, I just pre-ordered Bruticus, who's you've probably seen in the trailers. They made toys of him. I just pre-ordered the gift set on Big Bad Toy Store for $60. So yeah, look forward to that game.
Oh, it's yeah, I know you're very much looking forward to it. But like, yeah, I enjoyed the first one though, so I'm definitely checking this one out. And it does look good from the quick look I've seen of it.
Yeah, and you played the demo too, so
Yeah, I don't think Dennis played the demo, did he?
not that I know of. No, it
No, I
sounds
don't
like
think
he'll
he
be
did.
buying it right away, but maybe that's not the case with Sleeping Dogs because I know he loves that game.
Yeah, that's unfortunately he's not on here because he's the one who's actually He's been playing it more than us though. Like like I said, I got it on the Friday, so I didn't just play like maybe an hour or so. Like, cause I was kind of like I actually did stream it though
Mhm.
for a bit. I'll mention it probably later though before we finish here that I'm started streaming. But I'll talk about more about it though when we're wrapping things up though. So anything else there?
No, I don't think so. That's pretty much it for me.
Oh, okay, I'm not gonna try to go on too long here now. I just like we talked about Darksiders 2 and Sleeping Dogs already, though that's pretty much one of the games I've been playing over the last couple of days. And it was kind of a big week for digital games as well this week because two sort of games that I've been looking forward to playing came out. One on the PlayStation Store PSN and the other one on Xbox Live Arcade. The first one on the PSN is called Papo Año, which did you see the quick look for that game,
Yeah,
Derek,
I
on
watched the quick
Giant
look.
Bomb? And what did you think of it?
It doesn't really. It's,
It doesn't
yeah,
really,
it
yeah,
doesn't
you can
really
see
appeal to me.
you're not fond of, yeah, you're not fond of
I
platform.
mean,
I'm
it
sure
doesn't
you
look like
said
it's a
though.
difficult platformer. I don't know. I don't really see anything.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I think the reviews have been saying. Like it's a nice little charming game. It's just not very difficult. Like it's pretty simple kind of platformer, puzzle platformer at best though. But I've actually heard like quite the ending's quite interesting indeed. So it is. It's made by a studio called Minority, which are actually based in Montreal. So they are. And it's kind of one of this sort of bit of an autobiographical story or something because it's actually kind of bit based on one of the guys, like kind of the main guy's childhood though, and the fact is about his father and things like that. Like he plays this little kid called Quico, and you have this little like robot doll called Lula, and pretty much it helps you to access like certain platforms and open up different areas now and switches like that there. And you then you come across this thing just called Monster, and you give it again, it pretty much uses access different areas because you have to give it coconuts to make it go fall asleep, and then you jump in its bed to go to the next area and help you like go on switches and open up paths as well. And also, but then if it eats frogs, it pretty much goes ape shit on you. It pretty much turns flaming red, and then you pretty much have to avoid it and then get a blue coconut or whatever to calm it down again. I've only played the first chapter pretty much of it now, so but I will be playing more of it though in the future. But it's a very charming game though. But I heard like the ending's quite interesting indeed. So it is, because I actually started following it on YouTube and Twitter. Like they're known as weeds_r_minority, and it's been retweeting a lot of stuff like this game's great and like the ending's just so powerful it made me cry. It's like I just want to check this out and see what if it's gonna have the same effect on me. Like Journey, I felt was quite a powerful ending to it though, and it almost brought me to tears. And we'll see if this is the same thing. And the other game is Dust and Elysian Tale, which is the only game in the Xbox Live Summer of Arcade that actually bothered to get, because I was kind of very underwhelmed with this lineup this year compared to other years. Especially like Tony Hawk's, I was thinking of getting, but I didn't hear the best feedback of that game. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna wait. I had no interest in Racketeer, Deadlight I was going to get, but the Trail again underwhelmed me. Hybrid, had no interest in it. And then Dust and Elysian Tale came out and I got it, and it's a very good game. If you ever played Muramasa on the Wii, it plays quite similar to it. It's a very good looking game though. Lovely art style to it, and it just goes to show that there's actually one guy pretty much made this game, and it's made it over 4 years, and pretty much fair play to him for doing that though, because he made a very charming action 2D side-scrolling game. Other games I've just been playing, still been playing Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy. Like Dennis mentions MLB 12 The Show every week, and I pretty much mention this every week. Still a great game though, but I think I've not playing it there. I've stopped playing it because it's just some of the ultimate tracks. So there's a few ultimate tracks I can't do. They're pretty fucking tricky. And then finally Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. I think I mentioned this last week. I just want to start it over and play it and get to the next few entries in the series and catch up then, so I can play 3D Dream Dot Distance, because I heard it's actually quite a good entry in the series. And that's pretty much it.
Does that have the grid, from Tron in there?
No, it's not. I don't think that is now, because I know you actually asked that on Twitter to Steph about what games in the series have Tron in it. I said Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3D had it, and she said Recoded does as well. I didn't know that it did have it because I had no idea, because I haven't played Recoded. It's the only one in the, apart from like the new one that I haven't played in the series.
Okay.
But like yeah, Tron, like in Kingdom Hearts 2, Tron, it's the like original sort of Tron, but like in Tron, like in 3D, it's like Tron Legacy.
What is 3D on? Is that 3DS?
Yeah, 3DS. Yeah, it's the latest. It came out there like last month, so it did a few weeks ago. But I heard like good things, and a few people I know of have been playing it and finished it, and think it's quite a good game in the series. But a lot of people just want 3 to come out now.
I played the first one. I really liked it. I always intended to buy 2, and I actually have the strategy guide because it was like $1 on clearance somewhere, so I bought that. But I still don't have Kingdom Hearts 2. I never played it.
Yeah, 2 is my favorite one. A lot of people don't like 2 because they felt it's like it's too easy. Which I can gather, yes, it is. Though it is like it's some people think it's a bit too more simplistic compared to the first game. But I like the fact though, because it's longer than the first one, and there's more worlds, and I like spent 66 hours in that game though. Like I got it when it came out, and I pretty much played nothing but it over the few weeks. But yeah, like I definitely get two. Like I really love that game on the PlayStation 2. If you enjoyed the first one, you should like
Isn't
two.
there a Nightmare Before Christmas on one of the games?
Yes, it's in two. I think it's in the first one as
I
well.
don't remember.
But like yeah, they are in both. They're in both one and two. I don't think they're been in any of them since. I could be wrong now. Like I haven't progressed far in 358 over 2 days, and I played a bit of Birth by Sleep, which is a PSP prequel. And like I said, I haven't played Recoded or 3D yet. But that's pretty much what I've been playing. Just actually, I forgot to mention this last week. I finished God of War 3 in Chaos mode. Yeah, that game's pretty damn hard in God mode and Chaos mode. I mean, so that's pretty much all I'm gonna say in the fact of the matter.
I haven't done that
Yeah,
since God of War 1. I played that. I finished that in God mode.
Oh yeah, I I finished that in God mode. I finished the third one in God Chaos mode, and haven't done God of War 2 in Titan mode yet. I got to a certain point, I forget where it was, and I just stopped playing it then. But yeah, I fucking hate the Kratos clones part of the first one. That still is my least favorite part in that
Yeah,
entire series.
definitely.
Absolutely hate it. Have you played the third one?
Yeah, I have it. I finished it. I didn't play it on
Okay.
Chaos mode or whatever, but yeah, I liked it.
No. Yeah, I liked it as well. I prefer two though. But that's pretty much what I've been playing. So you put down here topic discussion, but we don't really
Yeah,
have
I
anything to
didn't know
discuss
if
now.
there was anything you wanted to discuss.
No. The thing is, we just move it on now anyway, and just try to make this less than 2 hours now. Like I know you haven't been watching that much though, and I've
No.
been watching a few things, so we can move on here to what we've been watching then. I'll let you go first again. You've only been watching the one film, which luckily I was happy to know that I actually seen a while back and really like. So go ahead,
Okay.
Derek.
I rented Taken from Netflix with Liam Neeson. I think it's from 2008 or so. I remember seeing the trailer way back, and like the biggest part of that trailer, it was like his daughter was under this bed, and he was talking to her on a cell phone, and he was like, "They're going to take you." And it sounded to me, it sounded like, okay, wait, is he like with the bad guys or what's going on? So I never really understood what the movie was about, but I know people have like parodied that in a lot recently. So I threw it on my Netflix queue and I got it last week and watched it. It's a really good movie. Basically, Liam Neeson is this like retired like government secret agent guy. They don't really go into too much detail on what exactly he was doing, but his daughter, well, he like got divorced and his wife was married to some rich guy, and his daughter lives with them, and you know he doesn't have the greatest relationship with his daughter because he was always away doing secret agent stuff, and so she wants to go overseas to go to like I don't know school or something, but she was actually lying, and they were gonna like tour Europe or something. So they get in trouble. They get caught, grabbed by some like sex trade or something going on there in Europe, and she ends up calling him, and then that's where you get that scene from the trailer where he's like, "They're going to take you," and he wanted her to like yell out like what they look like so he can find them, and it seems like he has these like superpowers. He can kind of like figure out like who these people were just from going in that room. It's kind of
Yeah, and then goes and then pretty much starts there and just basically kicks ass and
pretty
takes no
much,
names.
yeah. So yeah, it was a fun romp, if nothing else. So I recommend
The
checking
second
it.
one's the second one's
Oh,
coming out
there's a second one.
soon. Yes, where his wife's is I think because actually is like ex-wife, or I don't know if they actually got back together now. I think it might be because it's like the trailer of it shows like they're kind of meet up again and doesn't show like any of the rich guys, so I don't exactly know what the parents, but I just know the fact is that his wife and like Famke Janssen's character gets taken this
Oh, I'll
time.
have to check that out. I didn't know that there was a sequel.
Yeah, I think it's coming out. I think I don't know when it's out though. It's coming out soon, though, in the cinema. I'll probably be going to see it because I very much enjoyed the first one. Just like basically said, watching it is basically, yeah, don't fuck with Liam Neeson.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I definitely recommend, at the very least, renting it.
Yeah, I watched it on TV a while
Oh,
back when
okay.
it was on here. That's when I first seen it.
And
Anything else?
that's it for me.
Yeah,
So I've been
that's
playing
okay.
games, and I've been
Yeah,
playing games. I haven't been watching any films or any TV shows. Mainly because there's no new episodes of TV shows now anyway.
before we move on, did you watch the closing ceremony of the Olympics?
No, I didn't. I heard that it involved um, Russell Brand and Ryan Seacrest. So I was like, okay, well that's enough to make me not want to watch. Because I think Russell Brand is really stupid and
Yeah,
not funny at all, and I don't see what's so special about Ryan Seacrest. So, of course, that's probably not the case
I
in
know a lot of people.
where you were watching it, but
Yeah, like we didn't get, of course, we didn't
right.
get Ryan Seacrest out of it. But I didn't actually watch. I like watched some of it, like because it was on when it was started at 9 o'clock here, and then I watched like the first hour, like while part bar the like 10 minute break when I had to go into work, and then watched it from work then till my shift started. It was kind of dire from what I've seen. It was like nothing compared to like the actual opening
Okay.
ceremony. It's just basically like it still looked all nice now and had all like these British artists come out. Like they had you know, I think like had the madness and they were singing Blur as well and like Pet Shop Boys came on then and then afterwards came fucking One Direction which pretty much just gave me a big fucking face palm.
I don't know who those
Um
are.
I fucking I can't stand One Direction.
Are they like
Um
Backstreet Boys or NSYNC or something?
yeah, they're pretty much one of those, fucking young boy bands. Like they're pretty much been manufactured from this reality, the talent show
Oh,
here,
okay.
X Factor. So yeah, one of those bands, and I just think they're so. I can't stand them. They've just gotten. It's just, I can go on all day about how much I detest that band. They're just so untalented, and but it's one of those bands pretty much you see a girl like a teenage girl and if you match them One Direction they pretty much
Oh, so
piss
it's
their
like Justin
pants.
Bieber. Okay.
Yeah, exactly, it's pretty much, yeah. But anyway, like I watched watched some of it though, but like I've heard like didn't really hear great things about it now. Like they had Spice Girls
Oh, geez.
reunited
Really?
at like the end, so that yeah, I know that. I never watched the performance now, but I don't know if I actually never heard if they were shit or not, but chances are they probably were shit. It's like, yep, couldn't care
Do like
less.
today's teenagers know who even the Spice Girls are?
I don't know. But there was a lot of older artists on there as well. I think Brian May was on there as well, like the guy from Queen. And probably some people were like, "Who the fuck's this guy?" And then I always want to see One Direction and go, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it. But I know like the Olympic thing that Ryan Davis and that did that Olympia
Oh,
thing on
I haven't
Jump
watched it
On.
yet, but I saw him tweet about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty long anyway. It's one of those on our 4 hour um, live event things that tend to
Yeah,
do from
yeah.
time to time. But anyway, moving on from the Olympics, I went to see a film this week that you talked about a few episodes ago. I went with my brother Stephen, who we went to Belfast, which is the capital here. It's like an hour away from where I live. Um, Went to the cinema there 'cause he's off on holiday, and I just was just go on a day out and stay over as well for
Oh,
the
did you stay in a
night.
hotel or something? Oh,
Yeah, for that. And we went to see the film that you really liked, and that was Ted. And I thought Ted was fucking
okay,
hilarious.
good.
I very much really enjoyed that film. Like I probably I actually never knew the film existed until
Oh,
you
really?
talked about
Okay.
it. Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, when you talked about it, mentioned about like a talking bear, and he says, "Oh, it's by guy that did Family Guy," Sarah McFarlane. Like, oh, this is kind of me interested then. and I checked out like footage, like trailer, like this TV spots on here then of it, and I was like, yep, this looks good, and very much enjoyed it. There were just certain parts that made me laugh out loud.
Yeah, definitely.
Just the parts where he was the guy, the supermarket manager. So what do you think? Basically, what makes you think you're viable for this job? And basically, the fucking comebacks he was saying about his
Yeah,
wife and that there. I was like, yeah. I was like, you're hired.
I think people from that are like from the 70s would probably really enjoy it because of all the Flash Gordon stuff. Like I don't really know much about Flash Gordon, but I think people would just been like losing it if they were like a big fan of that. 'Cause
I think I was in the 80s actually, that film.
I thought it was from the 70s, but either way, it's not something I really watched. But was the theater like packed, or was it pretty empty, or what was it like?
It was. We've seen it at what time was it now? I think it was like after. Yeah, it was like near 4 o'clock here, and there was a good crowd there. I'd say it would probably be nearly. I'd say it was probably like a third full.
Okay.
It wasn't a big cinema room now, but it was. I'd say it probably would have been a third full. I was just pretty much glad to see our audience though, because if it was just me and my brother there, I'd be like, yeah, this would be kind of lonely. And it's probably better off when there's other people there, because especially when it is a comedy, because you want to see if if you're laughing at something that someone else would be laughing as well, because you feel like an idiot if you're the only ones laughing. And sometimes as well.
Yeah. When we saw it at an advanced screening. It was just packed, and like everybody was just laughing constantly. Like so much that you couldn't tell what they were saying after like a funny thing.
Yeah, like the whole part in the supermarket as well, where he's basically taking a piss out of he's like trying to impress like the supermarket girl, and like the fucking part where he has like the shampoo, whatever it is, and he like there's like jizz or something on his face. Like, okay, I think that's where I draw the line.
Yeah, that was a little unexpected, but did you think the beginning was funny when he first like came to life and the kid like brings him to his parents? They just like freak out.
The fucking parents reacted like everyone fucking laughed at that point, because our whole audience laughed at that.
Yeah, and then they had that Patrick Stewart doing the narration. He's like something about the helicopters are nothing better than a helicopter, or what was it? Something about
for a Apache thing with the missiles and all this here.
That was funny. I can't remember the exact wording, but
at the end as well, he basically says that the thing is, one of the characters says, basically lost a lot of weight, and then he became Taylor Lautner.
So it's definitely a funny movie. Glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, back off Susan Boyle. So I'm definitely getting on DVD when it comes out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Family Guy members in there as well. Seven, Mina Kunis, Alex Borstein, who's the mother, who's the main character's mother at the start, and Patrick Warburton, who's like the gay, and a few cameos as well. Like Ryan Reynolds was kind of random. So great.
That was funny.
Yes, that was weird. Just like, okay, Ryan Reynolds, okay. But yeah, great film.
I think they even like said something about Peter Griffin in there too somewhere. Didn't they?
Yeah, I laughed at that point. It's like, yeah, you think of like Peter Griffin, like Ted Music said, yeah, I laughed at that. I was kind of ironic as well, though. The fact is, I went to see that film and I was actually wearing a Family Guy t-shirt.
Oh, really? Okay.
Too. So pretty much what people was saying is like, oh yeah, you're a fan of his work. But yeah, I very much enjoyed that film. Cool. It's very funny. Definitely getting DVD. Of course, you will get it sooner than I would. And actually, in fact, I watched Family Guy. I got back into Family Guy and watched some episodes of Netflix after watching Ted. Kind of got me back in the Family Guy mood, because it's been a long time since I actually watched Family Guy before I watched Ted. And I think thanks to I just got back into the mood and just been watching some old episodes, like early season episodes, and very much enjoying it again. Like I watched, which one did I watch there before I started here? Wasted Talent. Do you ever watch that? You watch Family Guy?
I've seen every episode, but I don't know like the titles of them all.
Where's the Tanza one? Who basically he's drunk as hell and he can play
Oh,
the
okay, yeah, that
piano.
was a really good one.
I just love the whole Willy Wonka and the
Yeah,
chocolate factories bit of it, and pretty much the song "Take a Drink and You'll Sink into a State of Pure Inebriation."
yeah, I think
Love it.
that's probably my favorite TV show. I watch it. I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes if it's on TV and we're like eating dinner or something, or I'm going to bed and it's on, I'll probably just watch an episode and stuff. So I love the show.
I haven't watched I haven't watched much of the newer episodes now. Like it's up to season 11 now here, and like in terms of the DVD releases, and I've only gotten up to season 8, so I still have to get a few of the other ones. And I just want to think, what do you think of the you've watched the Star Wars ones now, did you?
Yeah, they're not that great.
Yeah, I don't think they're that special either. They're all right.
And even some of the
Um,
newer episodes too are not as good as the older ones.
it's pretty much, yeah, it's like that for most shows. We kind of go a
Yeah,
long
I
time.
suppose.
Is it? It was cancelled. Actually, I think it was cancelled twice.
Yeah, way back when it
Because I
first
think it was,
started.
yeah, after the second season it got cancelled, but then they actually got back to do another season, and then it got cancelled again. And fortunately, thanks to the DVD sales of it, it actually got back again. Again, that was pretty much, I think, one of the reasons why it made the light of day again on the show, and it's been on ever
Yeah,
since.
that was great. That the
But
season
again,
premiere when they came back after being canceled, there was something at like towards the end, I think, where Peter like goes and reads off a list of a whole bunch of Fox shows that got canceled.
I think I was at the start of it, wasn't
It might
I?
have been, yeah. Like I remember, it was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I remember some of those shitty shows.
Yeah, like we probably had like a bunch of episodes or just the one season. Yeah, I do remember that part. But yeah, I really enjoy Family Guy though. Like I have to watch some of those later episodes, but I probably would feel the same way like I do with The Simpsons and
Well, they're better than The
though
Simpsons.
like
The new Simpsons are just awful. They're just not even funny at all.
yeah, like from time to time it could be like maybe a good episode of The Simpsons though, but it's few and far between. But I don't catch up. I don't like keep myself up to date with that stuff now. Like just go back to the
Yeah.
classics and basically still entertaining at the end of the day. Um, Moving on, I watched the Rise and Fall of ECW, the that documentary I mentioned to you last week when you were talking about the Rise and Fall of
Mhm.
WCW. I think probably because I actually was talking about it to you last week, but I mentioned that yeah, I want to go see it. I want to watch this again and very much enjoy it. Very much love that. Said my favorite WWE documentary they've done basically chronicles the life of the ECW, like the different things that come out from it now, and like if you watch WWE back in '98 when the whole Attitude Era came in, and then you go then watch this or something, you definitely know that yes, the WWE took some of their ideas from ECW back then. Like they had a character called the Sandman who basically drank beer and that there, and therefore like pretty much came like the whole Stone Cold persona then as well with Steve Austin and him drinking beer and things like that.
Mhm.
And there was like some of the skits they did as well. Like one of the shows, Stone Cold Stunnered Santa in one of the Christmas
Oh,
episodes. I think it was 90,
okay.
and ECW pretty much did that as well in one of their shows. And you pretty much see that certain things that they did that pretty much kind of brought into the Attitude Era, and there was like certain things that they did together as well. Like when ECW had their first pay-per-view in '97, they went on WWE. They collaborated with WWE and did like this like invasion sort of angle, not like the 2001 now with WCW. This little one they did beforehand, just basically where the ECW stars came in and kind of invaded Raw and had some matches together, and just basically it's kind of a way to like plug the pay-per-view they had
Hmm.
coming up. And unfortunately, it was just due to the owner Paul Heyman, kind of his business thing, and it's just sort of as the business hop deals and things like that. Like they actually did eventually get signed on to national TV because this it was it's one of those sort of cult wrestling, you know, promotions where it wasn't very huge now, but it was known around the world, but it wasn't like big as the WCW, WWE though, because like they had like bigger budgets and like that there, and this is one of those ones that didn't have the best budget in the world, and but it had like great like wrestlers, great wrestling matches, and like if you're into your hardcore stuff, it pretty much had that in spades as well. Very, as I said, very entertaining one. It's pretty much kind of that there brought it down because I actually had a television deal. Like though we had like syndication, and then they had pay-per-view, and then they had the national television deal with TNN, and then they had that for a year, and then pretty much TNN kind of screwed them over, and then like they took Raw then in 2000, and then that's kind of where it led to the downfall of the ECW then, because they didn't have anywhere else to go to, and it ended then in like January 2001 then, so it did. But like I very much recommend it. Or like even if you know about ECW, you should just check it out anyway, because it's just a very interesting documentary though. I absolutely love that one. It's definitely my favorite ever. And sorry, what were you gonna say?
The only thing I know about, or the only wrestlers from ECW I know are Rob Van Dam, and that's it. I've never watched a single ECW match.
Yeah. But yeah, like I knew about ECW here, like they kind of showed them in this channel like near the end of its lifetime, and it's like I mentioned as well, like WCW, the worldwide thing as well. I mentioned it before, and like Nitro, they were only shown here for like the last like year, like pretty much when WCW was shite, and like heyday. It's pretty much WWE was mainly the Brahmin was shown here. And finally, I got a DVD as well as another ECW DVD. I got this when I was in Belfast. It was recently released. It's ECW Unreleased Volume 1. It's basically a bunch of matches that were unreleased in past, ECW stuff. Like some matches you probably never saw before, been a while since you've seen. And they were really released on like other compilations and things like that. That's pretty much all I've been watching. I don't think I can think of anything else though. That's pretty much it. So, anything else there before
I don't think so.
Okie dokie. Before I wrap it up now, I was talking about it earlier now. I'm actually starting to stream, or I actually got myself a game capturing device. So I have. It wasn't cheap. Basically, if you want to know what the price was, it was 180 odd pound, not including. So pretty much the price of, like, you can get a console at that price. But I heard it's pretty good. Like I've been looking on videos online and like on YouTube and seeing how it's set up and things like that, and it seems to be a pretty good one. It's actually not that long out, hence why it's probably so bloody dear. It's called the Elgato Game Capture HD. And I got it there, like I haven't actually got it yet because it's from a third party seller on Amazon. I got it there. Basically said in the description, order this by 2 p.m. to get it by Wednesday the 15th of August, which I did. I ordered it before I went to Belfast on Tuesday, and it wasn't actually dispatched until the following day. Pretty much laid there. So it did first of all. It came on Friday. Problem was there was no one about to take it. Therefore, they are to say sorry we missed you. Call this number to renegotiate another delivery date, and I've done that with tomorrow. So it should come tomorrow now, and if no one's about it, kid, I'm going to be pretty fucking annoyed. It's like, Jesus, am I ever going to get this bloody device at all? But yeah, like I'm going to do like streaming and out there. Like I'm not going to do it like, every fucking day now because I'm not that crazy now. But from time to time, I'm probably going to be streaming certain games. Like I'm going to try and stream some like Darksiders II and try to do some, reviews as well, or like just gameplay videos and things like that on my YouTube channel, just to be a bit more, just a bit more into the mode rather than just like, simple videos that I do though. What pretty much I do is like pickups videos and things like that now. Like, I know you're not really, you wouldn't be interested in watching now, but there is people out there who do like that sort of stuff though, like watching Let's Plays and streams and things like that.
Oh, I might watch, if you play Darksiders, I might watch it just to see like what kind of loot you're using and stuff like that, so.
Yeah, like I think I was gonna do like a game playthrough of it though, but I'm not gonna do that now. Like I did one of Sleeping Dogs there with like this. I use this program called XSplit, and you can use no problem though. But like if you want like better quality, if you want like the better audio quality thing, like you can pay for a subscription, so you can
Oh,
to
okay.
get like better quality or something. Like when I played it there on Friday, and like I watched it back though. It's all right though, but it's not doesn't run smoothly. It's not like very bad, but it kind of does stutter though. But that's probably because the fact is I was playing the game and like streaming it, and like I played it yesterday and without streaming it, full screen and all that there, and it was like pretty much ran smoothly. So I know the fact it's because I was streaming it that it didn't run particularly
Mhm.
flawless now. But like if you want to check it out though, I have a gameplay video of that now. But I'm gonna try to do that more often, but not like every day. Probably like maybe once or twice a week,
Yeah, I
give
did
or take.
watch a little bit of your archive stream, and I noticed that there was like a big echo. Like the sound was coming out of your TV and like echoing from the recording or something, I'm guessing.
Was it coming from the webcam, I
Maybe, I
presume?
don't know. But like once the game actually started and there was like the intro cutscene, there was like massive echo.
Yeah, I got that as well. So I pretty much will know that from next time now. Just to kind of mute the. I'll probably just have like headphones on me so I can
Yeah,
hear the game audio and like mute the TV or something if it
yeah.
comes out of it again. So no time. And like as it was just my first time, now I actually forgot to fucking crop the screen as well for the Explorer bar not to
Oh,
show.
okay.
Completely forgot as well. But anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So anyway, wrap this thing up now. If you wanna subscribe to us on iTunes or leave us reviews, you can check us out there. You're in the United Gamedom podcast. You can follow us on Twitter. I am DowM85.
I am Gigastorm Z.
And you can also follow Denis, who unfortunately couldn't make it because he had internet problems, on DBoyDan. You can also follow me on YouTube, I'm Dow85, and on Facebook as well. And you can also follow the United Kingdom podcast group on Facebook as well. We basically post like different news stories and videos, and I upload episodes there as well for people to check out as well. And you can also email us at unitedgamedom@gmail.com for if you have any comments or questions. So anything else, Derek, before we say goodbye?
No, I don't think so. I'm just raring to go back to Darksiders.
Yeah, I'll probably play a bit before I head to work in about an hour's time now. So anyway, thank you very much for listening to this another two-man episode now, and see you all next time.
Later.
So goodbye.